Nahar Yotze Meiden Lehashkot et Hagan V'nahar Yotze Meiden Lehashkot et Hagan. We have in Judaism a long history of viewing our connection to the land as sacred. Not just the idea of the promised land, but the more general idea that God really owns the land. For me, the original public land story is the Garden of Eden. There, everyone was taken care of. There, everyone had access to everything except for one particular tree, and no one owned anything. For me, modern public lands are all echoes of that Eden experience. They're all little Edens that we get a chance to spend time in. That was my best experience growing up, was going on a national parks tour with my folks, going camping across the country.
I remember when I first came to be the rabbi of Temple Sinai, it was stressful, right? You're starting a new job and you're worried about what the future will hold. And then we walked over to the park, which was just opposite the synagogue. And we walked up to the picnic area. And then suddenly in front of us was the view of the northern mountains of the Las Vegas Valley. Really spectacular and on a massive scale. So I live just a few minutes from Red Rock Canyon in southern Nevada. And we go out there all the time to scramble on the rocks, to get in the desert and just experience the public lands. I always tell my kids, where do you live? And they know not to answer Las Vegas, they know to answer the Mojave Desert. So wherever you are, if you're inside a building, look through the window, go outside the door and see what public lands are on your doorstep and go visit them, get to know them, build a relationship with them so that it'll stand you in good stead to look after them and protect them.
One of the reasons I became a rabbi is to be able to share with other people paths to connecting to ourselves and to one another and to the land and to the divine. And many people's minds are on what does it mean to be Jewish? You come to a synagogue, you read in the books, you come together as community, you're inside a building, and yet that is missing so much of the potential. Judaism offers us the gift to connect to ourselves and to one another and to the land and to the divine. And so let's go outside. And you know what? It was a beautiful sunny morning yesterday, and so we have no sense of directionality usually. We go so fast. We're driving on the highway. We turn a little right, turn a little left. Or are we going north, south, east, west? Where are we in the world? Where are we in our lives? So slowing down to just really ground ourselves and turn your face, close your eyes, turn your face. Where do you feel the sun? Where is the sun shining right now? Oh, right, that's east. You keep going east, you're going to get to Jerusalem.
So I got my start as a Jewish environmentalist in my early 20s as a camp person taking kids out into nature. And they would report the most amazing experiences. I remember once on a canoe trip near the upper Connecticut River, a boy of about bar mitzvah age, 12 or 13, said, "I don't want to make it sound too big or anything, but I've never felt so Jewish in my life." There's something very poignant when we connect the spirituality of nature with the spirituality of our religious traditions.
Place can be a very spiritual thing, and place can be the foster of community and family. That's why it's so important that our government, that our nation, is protecting land for the public trust. The entire world and all of creation belongs to God. We're just tenants. But it specifically notes that even the places where humanity has kind of put down tent pegs and set up communities and societies, the land is still, and even us, still belong to God. It's important that we see protected land trusts not only as a way to ensure that citizens, that humans can actually interact with the environment, that also we respect religious and tribal claims on lands, which is as American as the Declaration of Independence of the Constitution itself.
As we think about all the challenges, all the issues politically, socially that plague us on a daily basis, our responsibility to protect our earth, to make sure that we're raising up young people with whom we want to share the earth, to utilize, to treasure, to protect for future generations. Our call to action is to make sure that the earth is a place that continues to renew daily. Our call to action is to make sure that we do what we can in our own lives, in our own realms, to protect the earth, to get out and be nourished by the natural world and by the land, and make sure that we speak to those in positions of leadership and power to make sure they're doing everything they can every single day to protect the land on which we live.
The really important thing for me always has been the understanding that if you destroy what we have now, then there's no one going to be coming after us. That certainly comes through in Jewish teaching. So it's about right here, right now, and protecting the glorious lands that we have. You cannot just pass the responsibility on to someone else. That's a really clear theme that comes through.
Now I'm a parent of a teen and a preteen, and as often as possible, I enjoy getting out to those same sacred lands with my own children and seeing those oohs and ahs, even when they have to be dragged initially. There is something incredibly powerful about reconnecting. It's very hard to do with scattered private lands. Parks and public lands are the place to go for this.
And anything we can do to help children make that connection, I think, prepares them for a better life, and it helps them understand how they can be connected. And when we're there, it's, you're not poor or rich or from this nation or that nation. You're a person connected to the world, and there's opportunities for us to relate differently, not just to the land, but to each other. And that's real tikkun olam. That's repair. That's healing.
Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu. God, who is the God who appeared to us through our mothers and through our fathers. You are more important, the God that will be the God to our children and their children. You are Boreh et Ha'olam, the one who called the universe into being. Guide us and inspire us to be Shomrei Adamah, the keepers of this earth.
Love the earth, love the sky, heat of fire, sound of water. I can feel it in my body, in my spirit, in my soul. Adama v'shamayim, chom ha'esh, tzlil ha'mayim. Ani margish zo begufi, beruchi v'nishmati.